Hey, how you guys all doing? This is Tank12, and today I'm bringing you some preview material, of course, of the patch 8.10. Today it's gonna be all about the new Russian medium tank, and that is the Object 430. I brought out to you guys yesterday the review to the STB1, the Japanese tier 10 medium tank, and today we will take a closer look at this medium tank. As you guys probably see or know already, since the launch of 8.8 there have been new mediums in this game, starting at the T34, which is not new of course, to a new line to the A43, to the A44, and the Object 416. This line actually didn't make a lot of sense at first, because now it does, because you couldn't reach anything. The only thing you could reach with the Object 416 was the T54, and if you already were walking on the T3485 line, which a lot of people have been working on, you wouldn't start a new line to just get the Object 416. So now actually there's a reason for that. The Object 416 is not the last tier that you will end on this line. It's the Object 430. This is the third tier 10 medium tank for the Russian side, and now the Soviet side is the one nation with the most tier 10 medium tanks. Tier 10 medium tanks. The Germans have two, E50M, Leopard 1. The Americans only have one, the M48. Okay, the M62, but that's another tank. The French only have one, the British only have one, the Chinese only have one, and the Japanese only have one. Now the Soviets have three. Now the thing that this tank pretty much is it worth getting? The thing is, is it worth getting if you already own the T62A or the Object 140? And I can already answer that to you guys real fast. If you already own the T62A or the Object 140, you should be fine. You don't need to get a new tier 10 tank, but still it's a nice addition, because these tanks are actually all pretty much on the same basis or same level. They don't have the most difference here. They are all a little bit close related to each other, as you can see just from the tanks, how they look like, and pretty much I will buy all of them real fast, just to show you guys the differences, and we can take a closer look at the stats and all that kind of stuff. So let's buy that real fast. Okie dokie. Let's put it over to all medium tanks, and so I'm gonna, as you can see here, you have the Object 430, which is the new tier 10 medium tank. Then you have the Object 140, which is the tier 10 medium tank that has been released in 8.8, and the T62A, which has been released way back when they released tier 10 medium tanks. So what's the difference between these three tanks? So first off, I'm gonna show you all the details of this Object 430. Object 430. A prototype of this tank was developed from 1953 through 1957 to replace the T-54. Several prototypes were manufactured. Later, Soviet authorities specified a tank with great nuclear survivability and firepower. As a result, in 1961, the project was discontinued, and the decision was made to develop the Object 430. So maybe this is information that will be very important to us. Maybe they will release a new tier 10 tank, new tier 10 medium tank, Object 432, because the Soviets just did have a lot of tanks, because as you look at geographics, Russia is a big country, or the whole eastern bloc that was back then was a huge land mass, and you would need tanks to control these places. And if you would carry a war in Europe, you would probably need tanks. And yeah, it's not like Japan, all those islands where tanks wouldn't make any sense, like more planes and ships. It's more of a, connected Earth. And yeah, so let's see at the characteristics. This tank has 1900 health points, just like the Object 430, 140, and the T62A, which has 50 health points more than both of them. So this tank here has a weight load limit of 39 tons. It's almost the same if you look at the other tanks. The T62A has a little bit better weight load limit. The Object 140 is the exact same. The engine power is on all three tanks the exact same. That means they have the exact same engine. Engine 5 TD. Okay, they don't have the exact same engine, but they have a very similar engine, and they just weigh almost the same amount of tons. So the speed limit though is different. The 430 and the 140 have a 55 kilometer speed limit, and the T62A has a 50 kilometer speed limit. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a pro for one of those two tanks, but it's gonna be a minus for this T62A. Then the traverse speed is actually the lowest on the Object 430 with a good 52 degrees per second, which is still fairly high. Then comes the Object 140 with a traverse speed of 54 degrees per second, and the best is the T62A, 56 traverse speed, 56 degrees per second. So let's go over to the armor. Now the thing about this tank is that this tank has the best overall armor. It has the best hull armor with 120 up front, 80 on the side, and 40 on the rear. On the rear it's the weakest armor, but on the front it's the heaviestly armored tank. That has to do with its angling, and I'm not sure if you're still gonna bounce anything, but you will maybe get some lucky bounces. The T62 has 102, and the Object 140 has 100 millimeters. On the side, the Object 430 has the exact same amount as the Object 140, and on the rear it is the lowest, and the highest is the Object 140. So the turret armor is the highest up front with 248. Then the second highest on the side with 180, only getting beaten by the Object 140 with 187. And on the rear it's the lowest with only 2 millimeter difference. So now the armament. This is actually very similar on all tanks. They're all the same guns. The gun 100mm, 100mm U8TS. The only thing that is different for all these guns is the reload time and the rate of fire. As you can see here, the Object 430 has a lower rate of fire than the Object 140 and the T62A. And the turret traverse speed is actually worse than the T62A. The view range is on all tanks the same. Only difference, the signal range with 850 meters, and here only with 730 and 730. So actually, if you own the T62A or the Object 140, the only big difference that you will have is the armor, and it's only 20 millimeters difference, or 8 millimeters or 3 millimeters on the turret if you look at that. But the thing is that you have on these tanks, you have a better rate of fire, you have a better turret traverse speed, better signal range, but you're slower on the T62A, but you're exact same speed on the Object 140. So actually there would be no reason at all to get this tank if you already own an Object 140 or a T62A, because they're actually the exact same. The only thing that will differ from all these tanks is the gun depression or gun elevation. And the gun depression on the T-62A is actually the worst on all of these three tanks. The Object 430 has okay amount of gun depression, but still it could be better, and the Object 140 has the best amount of gun depression on all these three tanks. So that's a lot of numbers, a lot of facts, a lot of statistics, and I would say that should be enough to show things about this tank. And now we will look at some of the features on the tank. So as you can see here, the profile of the tank is pretty low. It is a low tank. It's about the same. It's actually lower than the T-62A and the Object 140. So you should actually be able to hold down a little bit better, maybe. The speed is actually not too bad. Just takes a while to get up to this speed. The tank is actually shorter than the or the exact same length. It's the exact same length as the Object 140 and the T-62A. The turret, the big weak point on this turret would probably be those two commander's hatches, and I would say your engine. So that's enough facts. Let's jump into a battle. Today I had no problems with the test server. It was pretty empty when I got in here, and yeah, let's try this. We're playing on Severogorsk. Actually, one of those maps I fairly like. And it looks like they have douchebaggy platoon on the other side, who will probably get team killed. I'm pretty sure that the UE-57 is gonna get team killed because we're playing on the test server, and nobody gives a shit about stats in this test server. Excuse my language. Just like to cuss. It's just a part of me. I would be really disappointed if they wouldn't kill him. Also, the thing is, I have to check later on if they have added any new camos. I'm not the biggest camo fan or anything like that. I just really don't have enough credits or gold to get camo. I'm just too poor to afford it, so that's why I really never pay that much attention to camo or to emblems on the side of your tank, because I find that the most tanks that I play do look pretty awesome and don't need any camos or stuff like that. And if I would get camos, I would just get them out of the internet and download them from somewhere. So as you can see here, the speed is actually very nice. We're driving at a decent amount of 50 up to 55 kilometers per hour. This tank does have a little bit of gun depression, but of course it's not on the level as on the STB-1. Neither are on the level of the M48, but still it's better than the T-62A, which almost has no gun depression at all. So we're gonna aim at the FV. We have a reload reload time of 6 seconds. Wow, that guy! I almost just shot my guy. The thing about this tank is its aiming time isn't too bad either. It's about 2.3 seconds. Of course, on the Leopard it's 2.1 seconds. Guess I didn't hit him right there. If you're in cover and you have like this perfect spot here, you should be doing actually very fine. And anybody with a decent abilities to snipe should be able to take care of those guys. They're hardcore pushing middle. I don't like this. There's a Foch coming around. They're going straight for our spawn. It's not our base, just our spawn. And somebody just knocked out the Foch. We hit the E100. I really miss my zoom up. We're getting flanked over here, or at least our Object 268 is. This would be time. This is the time where I have to go in and help this Object. Where I actually, never mind. That was unnecessary. My team had it all under control. The Thing is, if you don't get shot at, Audie just shot at me, like, you can just take your time and aim and snipe. I'm not sure what the enemy team is doing. Of course, this is a test server. Don't expect your enemies and your friends to be pros. Being a pro at this game is really hard, and I rather not like to be one. Just try to play it logically, like what is the best way to handle or to take down a problem, and that's how you react to the situation. And if it's not working, you have to try another solution. And they tried to go head on. Didn't work for them. We had too good defense posted all over this place. Some guys sniping over here, some guys sniping at base, and that pretty much broke their neck because they pushed too hard. And yeah, so right now there are only 2 tanks left, the STB1 and the Bad Chat, both some very dangerous tanks. We're at full health with this TheFrXion, and we will have to be careful right here. T62A, I do not have the best gun depression right here. I'm afraid of this I'm gonna take a shot. I actually took 2 shots. Oh! I have to move in. Yeah, they just took out, dispatcher just took out the object. And I was a little bit too slow right there. T628 got my kill. But I'm happy, we did a decent amount of damage. Went up against the enemy team. And 2,899, that's not too bad. We missed about 5 shots, but that's because of the fast reload time and our just greediness to get damage. But still, I would say that was actually a pretty good match. A very stupid decision of the enemy. I don't want to be a jerk, but that was a very unnecessary rush from the enemy team, and it broke their neck. They could have actually won that if they would have been a little bit less aggressive and would have waited a little bit longer and had more patience. So we're back. That was a rather good game. Let's jump into the next one. I just had a very inconvenient error in my recording where all the sound was missing, unfortunately. That was really stupid because I was recording without sound. That was, oh my god. I had some pretty good games. Was babbling around. Now I have my mic activated again. And that was just so retarded. Oh my god. At least 30 minutes I was talking and I had my mic on mute, and that was horrible. Oh my god. So we're playing on Northwest. This is my 3rd attempt in this tank. The other 2s went pretty good. 2 wins. But still, this tank is a very similar tank to the T62A and the Object 140. I explained you guys the changes and the similarities and the differences on this tank and the Object 140 and the T62A. And now we'll just see how this tank performs in action. So I noticed one of those things I like to do is going up here to this spot right here, and where I am able to snipe these guys that are sitting over here and actually watch the road. That case. So as you can see there's a okay, somebody just TK'd our Audi. That's what happens in freaking test servers, but still is unacceptable in my opinion. And the good thing usually is that nobody's going to come down this way, and now I can roam freely, but I still have to be careful here. So, in my opinion, at the beginning when I said this tank is not, you don't have to get this tank if you own the Object 140 or the T62. It's not to bash on this tank. It's not a bad tank. It's a great tank, just like the T62A and the Object 140. And that's the problem, that it's just so similar to these tanks. It's like the exact same, just on a different tree. Okay, it's not the exact same. It looks a little bit different. Has a little bit different statistics. But on the other hand, it's pretty much the actual same tank. I'm not gonna risk getting shot by that guy. And it's just the thing about this tank, I would get it if it would be on the same line as the T62A or the Object 140. Since if you get the 54, you can get the Object 140 and the T62A. But since this is not the case, and you have to grind a whole nother line, I'm not too sure if I'm gonna get this tank. It's not me hating on this tank, it's just, you know, I can't get every tier 10, and I have just to point out those tier 10s that I can get, and the other ones that I can't get. And just what's more worth your time, you know? So now, I'm gonna keep this guy permatracked and shoot his engine. He should be dead anyways. He bounced off my turret. There was not a gold shell he was shooting at. He was probably shooting at AP shell. But it also could have been an HE, but no, it could not have been. The HE would have exploded. So, as you can see here, they do have the tank's advantage once again. We do have one team killing guy, two team killers actually, who only make it harder for us to win this game. I'm not sure if this is going to be a win. I'm going to show you all the sides of this tank, victories and losses. This is very important. You can't just show only victories, of course, because that would be actually like cheating. If you do a preview of this tank, you have to show both the good and the bad sides. So that means if this tank really has shitty armor, I'm going to tell you guys that it has shitty armor, but that's not really the case in this scenario. It's more the case that this tank has not too great of gun depression. So I'm gonna sit here. The thing is, I know the Waffenträger has 420 meters view range, and I know that he would totally spot me if I'm not careful enough. I have no idea where he is at the moment. I have 400 meters view range. He could be anywhere. He could be in camo somewhere back there. And now I have a E50M on my back. I do not have Sixth Sense because I'm not 100% yet. So I guess I just have to be careful. There's the Waffenträger. He jumped down the ledge. I have to go help these heavy tanks over here, the IS-7. The mediums are pushing him rather hard. But we have to be careful not to get ourselves into a sticky situation. Even though this game is actually pretty much over. The gun elevation is actually pretty good, if you ask me. Maybe. Oh my god! Now Audie's pounding the fucking shit out of me. It's not worth using a. This game is not over. I can still see if I win this, but it looks rather bad. Lucky hit on the E50M, just because he showed his side turret right there. I'm gonna see if I can he's not gonna show. That's the one thing that's really bad. I have to go back, help this Waffenträger. Okay, why the hell am I going up here? See, this is one of those fails. I just really one of those things that was really unnecessary. I have to be careful still with leaving my buddy over there. The C-50M is probably aiming at me. There's still somewhere around here. There's this guy, so have to be careful. He has better gun depression than I do. Hit that one guy. Gotta be careful of Artie. And 268 hit me right there. Pretty sure that 268 is gonna take me out. 268 or artillery piece. And that was the 268. Fuck. And this was the Waffenträger with the 15cm gun. Oof. This won't be a win. Most definitely. Sad thing is that we just had some team killers in here. That's just you know, team killers are some of the worst things you can have. Our Artie did actually do a decent job, the one Artie at least. The other Artie team killed the one Artie, and yeah. But it's a test server. I don't give too much care about my win ratio. It's just if you want to present a tank, you want to have some good gameplay at least. Since this is all live footage, I'm sorry if I do have some sloppy gameplay. But at the moment we can actually maybe, if we are very lucky, very lucky. The enemy already is, I'm not sure what they're doing. This, oh no, they're back. And he's dead. Oh no! Oh, and he hit the only place where you could bounce a freaking Waffenträger, and that's on its frontal plate. Why didn't that guy shoot his turret? Oh, now it's getting interesting. Now it's getting interesting. So right now, we do have 3 tanks, 2 tank destroyers, and 1 heavy tank, all at rather low HP, 45, 34%, and 16%. The enemy team has a Jagdpanzer, Bad Shed Artie, a Conqueror, and a GW E100. And I'm not sure if it's true or not, but the other team, that Conqueror just called out that somebody was a bot, and I know I can read some. Yeah, it looks like the GW crashed or is a bot, and he was actually right. So I hope this Musashi knows what he's doing. Actually, the Jagdpanzer just went AFK, I think. He's using the 15cm gun with gold ammo, heat, and it is actually quite effective. But still, the 12.8cm gun is, in my opinion, preferred for this tank. because you get 6 shells and you do about a standard damage of 600, I'm not sure, 500 something damage, and you can do up to 3000 in one clip. And you really can't reach that level with the 15 centimeter, because your normal damage will be about 700, and you only have 4 shots. So there's Artie. Oh, and he just took out the Waffenträger. Let's hope that our IS-7 is going to take out the bot chat RT. I'm pretty sure that the other guy over there will be loading. And there you go, he just took him out. I'm afraid that the bad chat RT is going to take him out. Blyad! Blyad means shit on Russian. It's one of those words. It's extremely funny to use. Now we have the tank's advantage. It looks very nice for us. Now the question is only who's gonna get the bad chat already, the Waffenträger or the IS-7. Looks like the IS-7 is gonna win this competition. Avke Jeje Odin Petuch. That Conqueror was really raging because the enemy team went AFK, and I can feel how that guy is how he's feeling. He did 4,453 damage. He was the top player in the enemy team, and some of them were really playing like shit. So yeah, let's try this again. Let's join another game. We were just lucky in this one. I'm not sure, but we won every single one we've played today, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna freaking change over the next couple of minutes. So as you can see here, we're on Tundra. I'm not too sure if I'm liking this map or not. I'm if it comes to maps, I'm holding back myself most of the time. I'm not too happy on most of the maps, but still I know how to play a lot of them. But still doesn't mean I favor everyone or every map on this game. So actually we do have a lot of tanks going over to the hill, at least a lot of the mediums. That means we'll be going over to the 1-2 line, which I actually like a lot more than the hill place, where you all get stuck up at E0 and get shot by the tons of TDs they have. It's just not that kind of thing I like. I like to be mobile and not just sit in some space and wait for some freaking TD to shoot me. And as you can see there, all mediums are going up the hill. Just the thing is that the hill won't really save them if we get everybody up over here and just shoot them with our arty and all that kind of stuff. So at the moment I'm gonna go low over here, get a shot off. Get another one off. Play very careful here. We're all by ourselves except for 2 tanks over here. Just gonna light ahead because I don't want any surprises over here. Object 430. I can't really help the IS-7 from over here, but I'm gonna try at least. If I can flank around all the way. Looks like the main army of their tanks is focused on the other side, which I really don't mind. I really like that they don't have anybody over here. I'm gonna see what I can do in the middle, because they need my help, or at least that tank. And it looks like there's object 430 coming in, and I will greet him with my open arms. So there's artillery. I'm gonna shoot artillery. Never mind, somebody already took care of that. Oh, that was a horrible shot. Gonna load some gold. I want to pen this guy. And 1%. Really, it didn't kill him. There you go. As you can see, he hit my turret up there. He did actually pen me on my turret. Hit the 92. Let's see if we can take him out. There you go. We got the 92. Waffenträger, we cannot touch that guy. As you can see, the enemy team pretty much broke apart on the other side. And it actually was a good thing that we didn't go on the other side. And this round, just be careful that this guy doesn't one-shot us. And he misses. Gotta love the Audi patch. That nerfed a lot of the Audi. So since this is not a real game, I'm not gonna go and juice my cap points. Don't really care about cap points in the test server. All I care about is getting a good game. And that means take out the Fudge 155. That was my fake Russian accent. Oh, I got the feeling, yeah. always when there's somebody coming over and he's already dead, they're gonna try to shoot you. So we did 2,413 damage. The amazing thing is that our already did 4,556 damage. And yeah, we placed pretty good. So I would say one more battle is in there. Let's try to get a loss now. To show all these sides of this game, not only victories. Of course, you will be encountering a lot of losses. I'm only on a winning streak right now. I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm not complaining because I like winning streaks. And as you can see here, there's this platoon again. They were playing in the last game. I went up against one of them. I'm not sure against who, but he wasn't bad. So I have to be careful with these people. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go in the middle. Gonna try to be versatile. See where I can support best. And that's pretty much how I'm gonna do it. So we're going up against 4 TDs, 4 medium tanks and 2 heavy tanks. 1 STB1, 1 object 430 and the bad chat. And a 121. Want to be careful against the 3 Audis they have on the other team. Just thought I would have a shot on that WZ, but I guess I was wrong. I'm gonna see if I can take out the WZ from over here. Hope he's gonna pull back. Come on, buddy, pull back, pull back. And my Windows just had to freaking message me with one fucking thing. I'm not sure what just happened. The game closed, and I get shot by Artie. Fuck you game. Fuck you World of Tanks. Fuck you Windows. It just had to show me that freaking message. The Windows is ready to update. Blah blah blah. That fucking stuff. Oh my god. At least I still managed to make a hit right there. The team is pretty much already falling apart. Clutch shot, completely unnecessary, because he was already over on the other side of the hill. Let's see what we can do about this WZ-120. Of course, they're all firing gold, so it's not really a matter of skill. If you're firing gold, you should be able to pen any, even my turret. Finally found a spot where I can. We're faring pretty well. My platoon is doing number 2. So base. And I want some revenge on that bitch. Oh no, we weren't fast enough. So that means I have to get some more damage. I'm not happy with my, I don't know how much damage I did. Probably not a lot. I'm not happy with this. 500 damage max. I'm gonna go clean up in city. Got a very, very nice shot. I actually have to say that was a very nice shot on my own account. There was just a little part of his turret that was just poking out, and I took the shot, took the chance, took the opportunity, took him out. But don't always do that. It's not worth it most of the time. Just got lucky there. Now I'm just gonna go clean up, get useless freaking kills that nobody cares about. Because damage is all that counts in this stupid game. Of course I'm not mad at this game. I love this game. Or else I wouldn't be playing it, right? So I guess I have to play another round, because this was a rather sad turning out. I got very unlucky there. My Windows just crashed. That actually shouldn't have happened, but you know, sometimes stuff like that happens. And that thing just pops out every 2 hours, and that's just so annoying. Not sure, but the last time I saw a video, there was a 92 hiding over there. And yeah, he's at K0. And of course, I'm gonna pay him a visit. Of course, that was gonna happen. I couldn't do anything about that, but still, it's hilarious how people go over to that spot. He's gonna be reloading for another 30 seconds at least. And since this is a test server, everybody's gonna try and go kill him. They won't be capping. They're gonna try and kill him. Well, this can go on forever. And bam. Pretty damn sure that this Forge is gonna drown. Oh, oh, and dead. This is just one of those fails. Oh my god, what would I do to be in that spot? Just once. There's only one way in. That's exactly how I went in there. But you know, freaking Russian players are they are those types that they just don't give up. Oh, and he's gonna drown. And he drowned because the E5 was backing up and he was trying to back up and he still drowned. Yeah, this should just happen. I wanted my tank back. So we got a AFKer. The one guy is capping. 4 dead tanks on this ridge. A E5 that's not gonna get out of there anymore. Maybe he is. I'm not sure. This was featured on one of those World of Tanks R&D gameplays. I'm not sure. Maybe some of the Russian guys have some really bad connections, or they just leave the game. I hope that they don't play like this on a normal server. Just leave the game after like 3 tanks are dead. So let's see how we did there. Only 1,150 damage. This can't be the last game we played. I want to have a good game that shows you the full potential of this tank and not some crappy game. Maybe I'm gonna cut it out, I'm not sure. So now, the last game. If it's a bad game, I'm gonna leave. Nah, I'm just kidding. So, we're playing on Secret Line. This is one of the maps my clan has perfected the strategy in. If you go up against us on Secret Line, it's gonna be really hard because we have some really good strategies on here. So we do have no TDs at all. There's a very big lack of TDs, but I'm not complaining. I do when there I like it when there are not too many TDs here. I am a medium player, so I will probably be on the fields, even though I will probably be the only one on the field. And it looks like I will be the only one except for these artillery. Since I'm the only guy on the field, and I do not have the best view range of all, and I do not know where the STB1 is, I will try to be oh, there's the STB1, never mind. He's actually in the city. That means I actually have to field all to myself. So I'm gonna run all across the field and wreak my havoc. There's our piece. Of course, none of the enemies are, of course, looking at the field. Nobody gives a shit. I don't have any shots at the artillery pieces. Now I do. That probably was a hit, if I'm not mistaken. And indeed it was. There you go. One already gone. Two more left. E100 is coming up. They finally noticed their mistake. The MT-25 is... I have to be careful right here. I will try to get over there and just and now I'm in a pretty bad spot. Now I can test my superior armor on that guy who has absolutely no armor over there. Ah, no, gun depression. No. Batcher artillery is actually shooting at me. And the STB-1 with the perfect gun depression. Or the beautiful, most beautiful gun depression. Load some gold for the STB-1. See if he's gonna push around. Oh no, we missed him. Guess we have to push him. Okay, that really made no sense right there. He got freaking lucky with the bushes. Couldn't spot him. And there you go. This was actually a very action-based game. Look at this Audi. It just looks so freaking stupid. They told me it's a T92 without range, and it also looks like a T92 without range. So it looks like this was a good game. On the final conclusion of this tank, of this preview, pretty much, this tank is the new tier 10 medium tank. It does have the same qualities, and those are of course not bad qualities, as the other two tier 10 medium tanks of the Russians. It does have slightly better gun depression than the T62A, but not as good as the Object 140. But still, I will stay on my opinion after playing at least 20 matches in this tank. That you don't need this tank if you already own a T62A or an Object 140, and that I can say that it is by 100% more like more clever if you go for the he just missed Object 140 or the T62A, because they already have like they have the same tier 9 tank, and you don't have to start a new line, and you get the exact same tank pretty much. The Object 140 with the 55 kilometer speed, with the gun depression, and the T62A, if you go for both tanks, the T62A with the reload time and the signal range. But other than that, the tanks are extremely pretty much the same. The only difference that will be in this is that this tank is has a lower profile, maybe can go better hold down, but other than that, it's exactly the same. And we did 2000 damage, and I would say I'm happy with this tank. If you really want a new medium tank, go for this tank. But if you want a medium tank and you don't have any tier 10 tanks, and you have to start with a tier 10, just go for the other tech tree over here, the 44, 55, 54, 54, one of the best tier 9 medium tanks out there. And then you can just decide on which tank you will go, and even you keep the 54 and you just keep on grinding the T60 up to the T62A, and you just keep on playing 54 and you eventually get to the object 140. And if you would go this way, the T34 to the A43, which is a horrible tank, to the A44, which is also a horrible tank. The T34 85 is great. T43 is great. T44 is great. Object 416 is not too bad, but it has some restrictions, like the turret. You don't get 360 degrees turret turning speed, or turning your turret at 360 degrees. Object 430 I will make a video to that tank later on, and also to the new map. I'm not sure what it's called. And the object 430, which is actually a very good tank. So if you just want a new trophy tank, go for it. But if you need practically, just go for the T62A or the Object 140. That's all I gotta say about this tank, and I hope you guys enjoyed this preview. I will see you guys later on tomorrow, and yeah, keep on tanking, keep on playing, and take care of you guys.